Angelica. How has your week been since we last talked?
My week was fine.
Okay, so your week was fine. How are you doing today?
I'm still feeling a little bit on edge. I wasn't able to go to school again today. I don't know. I just felt so overwhelmed and I couldn't handle it, so I told my mom I felt sick again.
So, what I'm hearing is when you have to go to school, you become overwhelmed by the idea. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, last week I gave you a pamphlet to read over about the symptoms of anxiety. Did you find that helpful?
Yeah, I actually never really thought that in depth about it, and a lot of what the pamphlet said about anxiety I can relate to.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, well, I read that, your heart starts to race and your palms get, really sweaty and your breathing, accelerates, and that's pretty much exactly, what I experience when I think about going to school.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about school.
I get a lot of homework, but I can manage that. It's just, it gets harder when I feel like everyone's always talking about me, even to the point where I feel like the teachers are even giving me weird looks and stuff.
Have you always felt this way?
No, I used to actually really like school up until about, this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I used to be, really involved, and I had a lot of friends. But then I got really sick last year with the flu, and I was out for a while. When I came back, there was, this crazy rumor that I had gotten pregnant and had an abortion. And all these kids would laugh at me as I passed in the hallway, and they would talk about me behind my back. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Wow. I can see how that must have been hard for you to go through. Having to deal with things being said about you that aren't true can be really upsetting.
Yeah, ever since I felt like people were constantly talking about it, ever since then, I felt like people were constantly talking about it. And all summer, I worried about having to go back to school.
What worried you the most about returning back to school?
Well, ever since then, I feel like I have no friends and no one likes me.
So, what I'm understanding is you believe you have no friends at school, and that a lot of your worry and nervousness about school started after you heard about this rumor. Is that right?
I guess, yeah, I didn't really want to go to school after that.
Okay. Okay, I have a question for you. Before you got sick and these rumors started, how did you see yourself? Did you think you were unlikable?
No, not everyone liked me, but I thought I was a good person. People liked me. I had friends.
On a scale of 1 to 100, how much do you believe the idea that you don't have any friends at school currently?
100. I really don't have any.
Okay, so let's see how much of this is what you believe and how much of this is really the reality of the situation. When this happened, did you tell anyone about it?
Well, there was this girl, Michelle, who found me one day after when I was really upset and crying. And it was basically after I learned about the rumors, and she asked me if I was okay. So I told her what happened, and she's pretty much the only person who really knows.
When you told her about the rumors, how did she react?
She listened to me talk for 2 hours, and pretty much she was really, really nice.
It must have been nice to have someone to confide in who listened and wanted to hear what you had to say instead of just listening to those rumors. Mm-hmm. Do you two still talk to each other?
Yeah, we actually had lunch together on Saturday.
Okay. So I have another question for you then.
Okay.
Let's say, hypothetical situation, we have two guys, and one of them talks to no one throughout their day, and the other one occasionally meets up with someone to walk their dogs. Which one would you say has friends?
Well, the one who meets up with someone to walk their dogs.
Are you sure?
Yeah, obviously the guy who walks his dog with somebody has a friend opposed to the guy who doesn't talk to anyone.
So, based on what you're saying, can you relate that to your situation?
I guess I can because I don't not talk to anyone.
Okay, so what did you tell me earlier about you and your friendships?
That I had none.
And based on everything that we talked about, How much do you believe that now, rating it from 1 to 100 like you did earlier?
I'd say like 60.
So what do you believe now about your friendships?
I guess it's not that I don't have any. I do because I hang out with Michelle.
Okay, good. Unfortunately, our time is up for today, but let me show you this core belief worksheet. This worksheet is an organized way of working on your beliefs because all of your anxiety seems to be stemming from these negative beliefs that you hold about yourself. And the only way that we can work through this is by reorienting the way that you think about yourself. So I want you to do this worksheet for homework, and we can go over it in our next session, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Have a great week.
You too.